Brother lads, welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Arsenal have offered their last offer to Bologna, which is 40 million euros plus 10 million euros plus a sell-on clause in the future. Take it or leave it. This is where the deal either happens or the deal falls through. Bologna are expected to give us their final answer in the next 24 hours. We're going to talk about that. We'll be also talking about an offer coming in from Olympique Marseille, 25 million for Edin Ketia. Arsenal are prepared to reject it, according to sources near Arsenal. They're saying it is not anywhere near where Arsenal want. It's around 35 million that we value Edin Ketia at. If you're going to sell him, that is the price. We'll also talk about a second bid for Dan Bentley, and also Arsenal have set the asking price for Aaron Ramsdale, which is 50 million. If you don't have 50 million for Aaron Ramsdale, you're not going to be able to sign him. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Lots happening today in terms of the transfer world, especially the ripple effects that could affect Arsenal. Man United have agreed a deal to sign Joshua Zirkzee from Bologna. And that means that Bologna are now not under a lot of pressure. They have money. They have agreed that 40 million deal. So probably they might look at that money as a guarantee to keep Riccardo Calafiori until next summer, until maybe another club is going to come in and give him, give them the money they want in the structure they wanted. But what is the problem? The problem is that Arsenal have agreed to pay 50 million euros. Bologna have also agreed with that price, but it is the payment and the terms and conditions that are a problem. Now, Arsenal today have offered their last offer, their final offer. It's a take it or leave it. Arsenal are not improving on this one. It's one that we might even see Arsenal walk off the table. So they're saying we are going to give Bologna 40 million euros plus 10 million euros, that's 50 million euros, plus a sell-on clause. Literally, that is a good deal. However, Bologna are saying they want 50 million euros fixed. They want that money to come in as a fixed pay. They don't want add-ons as part of that deal. The reason, as explained by Fabrizio, is that Bologna are saying if you give us 40 million euros plus add-ons, it means that the add-on bonuses might not be realized, and we have to share 40% or 50% with Basel. So we want 50 million guaranteed. We give 25 to Basel, or we give 20 to Basel, and we keep 30, or we keep 25 million euros. Arsenal is saying that is not happening. We're not giving you 50 million euros guaranteed. Arsenal are also saying that the price has been over exaggerated for the player a little bit, given the Euros performances he had, but eventually we have agreed to pay the 50 million euros. For me, I think it's a stupid decision from Bologna. First and foremost, the reason as to why other clubs are not in for this deal is it's a very expensive deal. There are not so many clubs that are willing to give you 50 million euros for that guy. There are not so many clubs. Yes, he's good. Yes, he's world class maybe, and he's a very good talent, best of the rest in that position on the market right now. But how many clubs are really willing to spend 50 million euros on Riccardo Calafiori, at the moment? Chelsea have walked away, Juventus have walked away, Man United have walked away. Every single club that is willing to sign, a left-footed centre-back is saying it is too expensive for us to sign Riccardo Calafiori. And Arsenal have gone, we will give you 50 million, but we're going to give you 40 guaranteed, and then we'll give you 10 in add-ons and bonuses. I don't see why that's a bad deal. We are even giving them a sell-on clause. Like, this is a 50 million euro deal that we're giving Bologna a sell-on clause. It means that if Arsenal dare sell in the future, maybe we sell for 50, maybe we'll sell for 100 million, we shall give them a certain percentage. I think it's a good deal this time. I know Arsenal have delayed on this one. We expected it to be done on Tuesday, but this time I'm on Arsenal's side. I think, Bologna are trying to overexploit Arsenal, and they're trying to do it under the under the guy under the terms that they have to share 50% with Basel. I don't think that is any of Arsenal's business. I think our business is to agree with you the price. If you value the player at 45 million pounds or 50 million pounds or euros, and we agree a price with that, I think that's okay. I think you can move on. Now, why I think this deal is eventually going to end, and where eventually it's going to end up in Arsenal's favor, Bologna know that no one is going to give them that amount of money, and they have not agreed any price. They have not agreed with any other club that is willing to give them 50. So that means that Arsenal are in the proposition to go. If you don't want our 50 million, we are actually going to walk away. I really don't think Arsenal will walk away. I think we're going to find a solution. But the problem I have with this one is, it feels to me that Bologna would be willing to take 40 million rather than 50 if that 40 million is going to be paid right now up front. If a club comes in and says, we are going to give you 40 million, it's going to be up front, it's going to be fixed, you give 20 to Basso, you give 20 to yourselves, I think they would rather agree to such a deal rather than getting 50 million from Arsenal, which is not guaranteed. All of it's not guaranteed. 40 is guaranteed, and then you have 10 that is not guaranteed. I think what they're looking to do in this deal is to get quick money. They need that quick money. They need that guarantee that if we have got 40 million for Josh Zirkzee, Riccardo Calafiori at the moment is highly rated more than Josh Zirkzee, because Zirkzee is a second choice striker at Manchester United right now. So for them, they're looking at Calafiori as bigger talent, highly rated more than Zirkzee. Can we get more money out of him, right? Regardless of whether there is a sell-on percentage or not, can we get at least 50 million upfront guaranteed from Arsenal? So Arsenal have told them today that is our offer: 40 million plus 10 plus a sell-on percentage. So if I come tomorrow or the day after tomorrow and say a deal has been agreed, that is because Arsenal have set their ultimatum. And if I come and say a deal has been, a deal has fallen through, the deal has failed to happen, that is because Bologna have also failed to agree to Arsenal's terms and conditions. I'm not saying this deal is in jeopardy, and I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that we are about to lose them. We are about to lose the deal. What I'm trying to say here is that in any case, Arsenal could end up winning this, or Arsenal could end up losing this deal. That's it. Let's move over to Olympique Marseille, who are preparing a £25 million deal for Arsenal's Edin Nketiah, and Arsenal are prepared to reject that deal out and rightly. So Marseille value the player at 25 million. They think a deal will eventually be done with Arsenal. They want to come in with 25 million and then negotiate around that price with Arsenal. What Arsenal want is something like 10 more million on top of 25. I think I'm happy with Marseille's offer, actually, not because Eddie is a 25 million guy, but I think for me, if you can offer 25 million initially, it means you can offer 30, it means you can offer 35. I will struggle to see any club pay more than 35 million for Edin Nketiah. If it's going to happen, it's going to be 20 million or 25 million fixed, and then an extra 15 or an extra 10 in add-ons and bonuses that might not even come true. So what if Marseille come and say, we'll give you 25 million fixed, that whatever happens, you get your 25, but we'll also give you another 10 million if Edin Nketiah wins us the Champions League, or if Edin Nketiah scores 25 goals for us in a single season. That's never happening. That's not going to happen. So Marseille are serious about him, and my thoughts about this transfer is, I pray that it happens so that Arsenal feel like there is a lack of quality up top now. With Edin Nketiah gone, there will be a lack of quality up top, and then we work swiftly and quickly to get in a number 9. So let's wait and see. Let's wait for that offer to come in. And yes, Arsenal will reject it, but that is not the end of the world. Bids are rejected all the time. Arsenal sent in a bid for Dan Bentley. Bad offer. It was rejected. We all thought it would be rejected. I don't think anyone was shocked that 50 million. 50,000. They've turned down 50,000. No one was surprised. So Marseille are saying 25 million for Eddie. If you're taking that, then negotiations come to an end. If you're not taking it, they'll definitely work on a better proposal. And I'm waiting to listen to that second better proposal. Now, as we talk about better proposals, Arsenal are working on a better proposal, a better bid for Dan Bentley at Wolves. Now, remember yesterday, we were seated here talking about 50,000 in terms of a player. Like, this is not even the Arsene Wenger era. I don't remember Arsenal buying a 50,000 player during the Arsene Wenger era. And trust me, we used to buy players at a very cheap price. 1 million, 500,000, 900,000, 700,000. I don't remember a player as cheap as 50,000. But Arsenal, they thought that they could get a 30-year-old goalkeeper who can play in the Championship, who still has 5 years, on his career, and they could get him for 50,000. Until Wolves said, "Guys, be serious. This is idiotic. This is satanic. Don't even dare." So Arsenal are now preparing their second offer, and what I'm thinking here with this offer is, are we going to come closer to what they want? Or are we actually going to still, try to test the waters? I understand what Arsenal were trying to do. They looked at how much they got him for. Wolves got him for 57k, and Arsenal said, we are going to bid 50k. Embarrassing. Yeah, embarrassing. But, it happens. Listen, it happens. It happens. I don't know. Do we multiply that by 10 times? Do we multiply that by maybe 5 times? Because Wolves are saying they're valuing the player at 1 million. And they're also saying that whoever is going to take him has to give them significant money for them to be able to reinvest in that area. Now, the thing with Arsenal is that they're looking at Dan Bentley as a third-choice goalkeeper. And therefore, that position of third-choice goalkeepers has been occupied predominantly by a guy from the academy. Now, recently, what has happened to Arsenal is that Karl Hein signs a new deal, but he's willing to go out on loan. He'd rather go out on loan rather than be Arsenal's, waiting goalkeeper in the third position. Arthur Okonkwo has left Arsenal, and a couple of other young goalkeepers as well, in that hierarchy, have also left Arsenal. About 5 goalkeepers have left Arsenal recently. So that means that you do not have an academy immediate graduate, an academy ready graduate to come in and be your third choice goalkeeper. So you have to sign a first choice goalkeeper in Raya, a second choice goalkeeper maybe in a Joan Garcia, and a third choice goalkeeper in Dan Bentley. So Arsenal is saying, if we are paid 27 million for our first choice goalkeeper, as a possibility that Arsenal might spend about 20 million euros on their second choice goalkeeper. They don't want to sign a third choice goalkeeper for a lot of money, right? So they're not willing to spend a lot of money on that position, but the requirements and the conditions at the moment require that we spend money in that position. So it's a very complicated one, but again, like I said, this is the deal that I can see go through. I can see the player talk to Wolves and say, hey guys, this is Arsenal. If I go to Arsenal, this is a wonderful CV on my, a wonderful badge, a wonderful spell on my CV, on my career path. Let me go there. Yes, I'm going to be a third choice goalkeeper, but it's still Arsenal. I'm going to be sitting on the bench in the Champions League, watching Bellingham, watching Musiala, watching Lamine Yamal, and watching Nico Williams. Okay, Nico Williams might not be in the Champions League, right? But that's what's going on. Arsenal preparing their second bid. Let's see whether that is gonna come true. Come through. Now, something on Mikel Moreno. Real Sociedad today have now resigned to the idea of losing Mikel Moreno. Moreno, something like that, or Merino actually. His name is Merino, not Moreno, but Merino. They resigned to the idea of losing him, and they will sell to the highest bidder. It's being rumored in Spain that Arsenal are in position to actually get, to pay the highest for the player. And also, when you look at the priorities for Barcelona, it's Dani Olmo at the moment and Nico Williams on top of Dani Olmo. So it shows you that Arsenal could actually have a cleaner slate and a clear ride when it comes to this one. The most important part of this deal is that, one, Arsenal have contacted the player through Mikel Arteta. Secondly, the player has told the club he's going to leave. Thirdly, the club are now prepared to sell. So that actually puts us in a very good position, I would say, as compared to other deals. Because other deals, you have parties that are still hungry. The price is not going to be a problem for me. I think La Real are going to ask for how much? Like 30 million euros, 40 million euros, maybe around there. And Arsenal will be able to negotiate it down to our standards and to a price we want. Finally, Arsenal have set a 50 million euro asking price for Aaron Ramsdale. The Euros are coming to an end, and this is where we expect things to, maybe spiral in terms of Ramsdale's future and also other players' future at Arsenal as well. So Arsenal is saying, you want to sign him, you're giving us 50 million euros. I really don't want to say anything to Arsenal about this. I'm like, 38 million euros, that's okay. 40 million euros, that's okay. But 50 million euros, no one is going to give you that. Like 50 million for Eddie, no. 50 million for Ramsdale, no. I think we are a little bit outpricing, potential buyers out of these deals. Yes, I've talked about Arsenal selling well, but I've never said selling at ridiculous prices. No. Sell well, right? So 50 million euros, no. Right. And Nico Williams today, Bilbao have said they don't like the way clubs are disrespecting them. And they're also saying that the player is not for sale until 2027. Okay.